these 5 champions, you can really make it work. As you can see here, 22-second run. Your team is absolutely going to need to have. Hey everyone, it's Gribnum here. I'm back and I'm ready to show you guys my stage 30 event dungeon team. Took me a few weeks to figure this one out. I actually got this team figured out like 3 weeks ago, but I didn't have a chance to make a video and upload it and show you the breakdown of what I'm doing to make this run possible. This is a, as you can see here, 22-second run on the event dungeon. And let's see what we got here real quick. Defense and a defense percent roll. That's an okay ring. I might keep that for now. Go ahead, sell this. So as you can see, I have on the team, I have 2 Newts, an Inquisitor Shamael, Prince Kaimar, and a Yakarl. Obviously, this is probably not going to be the most user-friendly team. I do know a lot of people have 2 Newts, or, you know, 2 kind of enemy max HP champions here, and because Newt does the 3 times hitter on a single target, that's what makes this work. So let's go ahead and break down the team here so I can show you what I'm doing best. Okay, your team is absolutely going to need to have a Prince Kaimar. Now this is even if you guys have these champions, but you have a newer set of gear, newer set kind of account, like a newer mid-game account, and you can't get to stage 30, this will still work on lower stages, obviously. But for Kaimar here, and as you can see, the main thing I did for him was perception gear, just trying to get that speed and some accuracy. You could go with a 6-piece perception on your Kaimar and you can make it work. Stat-wise, looking at over 300 speed. You want to be over 300 speed for your Kaimar. Think for Yakarl. They're very close. You would want, if you were using Yakarl as your freeze or like Armand's as your stun, Armand's does not always land. That's why Yakarl is the better option. I would still have Prince Kaimar be your fastest champion. 300 speed, between 300, 310, whatever it is you can do. Go with masteries, something like this if you want. But the reason, of course, Kaimar is used here is because he's going to reset your champion's cooldowns and also fill turn meter. What I want to get into next is talk about builds first, and then we'll talk about relics next. Next on the team is Yakarl, obviously. Don't worry about crit rate. As you can see, I didn't have to worry about crit rate, just accuracy and speed. All you need. And when you're doing the dungeon, you're earning the accessories and gear to put on these champions. Like Kaimar, I have a pinpoint of ring and a pinpoint banner. Okay, so making it all work there and getting the pieces from the dungeon. With Yakarl, 295 speed, this could be 300, it could be right behind, but you want him to go second, of course, and so he is going second. He's got a good accuracy, good speed. That's all you want for Yakarl. Thing is, he's going to be booked out. He's going to be placing freezes on everybody for 1 turn, and it says cannot be resisted by targets with over 75% turn meter. The thing is, as you notice, these go really fast, so they're already going to be very high up on turn meter when you land this. Next on the team is going to be the 2 Newts that I have. I have a fast Newt and a slow Newt. This is very important on placement where you put them. You want your fast Newt as the lead because that is the one that will get targeted when the boss actually takes a turn. Okay, he's the one that if the boss takes a turn and does the block revive or the kill on anybody, he's going to attack your fast Newt. So if you place your slow Newt in the lead and he doesn't get a turn and he dies before his turn, then you're just not going to win the run. So the Newt here, you could go full perception gear. I just happen to have some decent impulse sitting around. This guy is pretty fast. I would absolutely suggest you get up above 250 speeds, 260 speeds. This is good where I'm at for now. 274, 275 on the fast Newt is great. Masteries, show you those. Just may not be the best for dungeons, especially with the Newt. You're going to want like Giant Slayer as a better option. And the second Newt, here's the slow one. He does have Giant Slayer. What I've noticed as well is, let's see the stats on the second Newt here. 269, he's right there behind the second one. So they're going to go one after the other, and that's what you really want. That's what I have prioritized here. What I have noticed is I've gotten on other people's accounts and I've tried to beat the dungeon for them and get a team going. You do want a lot of defense. Now, I have an okay amount of crit damage, but if you have a Newt with like 3,000 defense, you will be not hitting very hard, okay? You're going to see, I'm going to show you my run and show you how much damage each Newt is doing and chunking away like 300 to 400,000 per hit. If your Newts are doing 200,000 and barely 300,000 per hit, you're going to have problems there. So good defense stats here. If you wanted to, you could totally try to go without a crit damage glove and put a defense percent glove there if you wanted. that could work, but I would really suggest you do your best to find defense anywhere you can, right? Whether it's in the masteries, it's in the area bonuses, the relics, and I'll show you about the relics here in just a minute. The last champion that's super important. If you don't have him, I don't know how you're going to win the run unless you have that one champion from the Shadowkin. So if you have a Jingwan, he can do a little bit, basically the same thing that Shamel's doing. And Jingwan, after he does it, it goes on a cooldown. But that's fine because you only really need it to happen once. So Jingwan will be good enough. The thing is, so Shamel has this passive that removes all the fears. And then he also and I think this is my, call it the other Shamel. All right, so if you have a Shamel and you happen to have him in a 4, 5, 6-star blessing, perfect. Put him in the cruelty blessing. Because when he takes that turn and he removes those fears, every time he hits, I believe he's going to reduce the boss's defense. So now when he's done doing that, your newts are going to come in with more damage on the boss for like the second time that they're hitting, right? No relic on him. You don't need Shamel to be that fast. He's going to cut in anyway with his passive and take his turn. And then if he does end up getting that turn in, he's got a triple hitter that is also going to reduce the defense on the boss because of the cruelty blessing he has. So it all works together to make your newts do more damage. Now, what I really want to talk about is the relics here and what I'm doing. So the fast newt doesn't have a relic. Sure, I could throw something on him. I could totally throw something on him to give him a little more defense here. I would totally suggest that. And maybe even you get something going with the gemstones. What's working mostly for me is with the second newt. He usually just falls right behind the boss taking a turn or something. But after I put this gemstone on him, he actually gets this turn meter boost and he gets to cut in, which is really nice. So he's got the Molten Deathbell relic. Whenever a CC effect is placed on him, he's going to get a turn meter boost. I don't think it works because Shamel removes it right away. As you'll notice, it doesn't say boosted turn meter. Maybe it's not supposed to, but if this is working, then that's pretty cool. It just doesn't tell me it's working in game, unfortunately. Let me see. I think Kaimar has something. Okay, so for Kaimar, I have the Journal of Necrotos, where his heals and turn meter effects are boosted. The reason this is good is to get them back to their turns quicker with this Seal of Magic ability. I definitely had a relic on him before. I had on my fast newt. You can put the Talon on these guys if you need more damage, crit damage, but I don't think it's necessary as long as you have a good amount of defense already. So let me jump on into the event dungeon right now. Just show you guys again, slow-mo run here. So we're going to try to sleep everybody. It doesn't always work, but then your Carl comes in with the freeze, right? As you saw, right after your Carl goes, the newts go. You really want to freeze Timid and Cupidus. That is so important to do. Haja sometimes might resist both. That's a very good chance. So he's coming in here. It should say that he's reducing the defense. I'm assuming it's just happening. Watch the second newt back here. Boosted turn meter. So we got the boosted turn meter effect because the first newt dropped the boss's HP by quite a lot. And we got a really good drop here. Oh my god, that's actually really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and roll that up right now. Okay, so let's try rolling this up for... Oh, it's a barbarian. I don't know why I thought it was a sacred order. Okay, that's fine. Roll this up, see if it lands. Ah, no. Would have loved to have speed on that, but that's still a really solid piece. But as you guys can tell, they just are going one after the other. If you have these 5 champions, you can really make it work. You just got to have the newts being like around 260, 270 speed. You want Kaimar over 300. You want your Carl right behind him. And I'm going to run this a few more times just to show you a little bit more in depth in case I missed anything. All right, so let's do it manually, right? So I'm absolutely going to try to sleep everybody. And you see how fast Kaja goes right away. She goes so quickly that her turn is immediately taken. Go ahead and freeze. No reason not to do it. Go ahead and do the Blessed Bash. Take a look at the damage I'm doing. Those were 308,000 plus hits. And this is the slow newt going, 300,000. Maybe he's a little weaker. Get the fears removed by Shamel, and he's just kind of going on his own, doing his thing. And then now we're going to reset everybody's skills. And then we're going to freeze again. Look how quickly they are about to take their turn. They are so fast. This is a tough dungeon, not going to lie. But I think compared to the last event dungeon, my clear time being 22 seconds is way better than what it was against Odin. I think it was like over a minute. Over a minute against Odin. Oh my god. I'm getting so lucky on these. But I'm going to go ahead and just run the rest of these on auto for you guys to watch. Do a little bit more of this. So, again, there is the Titan event going on. You guys are partaking in that. I highly suggest you do so you can get the Cat's Gaze Relic. I haven't been lucky enough to pull it from my own. Every time I get the Relic mask pieces, always gives me a rare and just the wrong set in general. But I did get the drink one, the little vial. I ended up getting that, so that was really cool. That's really gonna be it as far as I can think. There's really not much more to show about this. I hope you guys are doing well on your event dungeon. It's almost up. There's like 5 weeks left, and yeah. So if you like the video, please consider subscribing, leaving a like down below, and leave a comment below if you have a different team that works. Would love to hear how you got that working, and I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, bye.